Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at a specialty tool. This is the GKL HS1. How many times in your career, if you do door hardware, have you been asked for a solution, or you've been stumped with the problem of, I've got an 1.5 hole in this door and I need to make it 2 1/8, and I've had every type of client say, oh gosh, it's impossible, I'm going to have to ream that out by hand, all the way up to people, oh no problem, I know how to do that. And it's, you know, depending on what tools you have will help determine how you're going to go about solving it. You know, sometimes at best it's a messy job. Other times it's not a big deal. Like if it's a hollow metal door, we would just weld that closed and just simply re-drill the hole, because the problem with going from 1.5 to 2 1/8 is you don't have anything to place your arbor bit into. That's the issue. So enter the HS1. Now this works really simply. It's a bit of a confounding sort of contraption when you look at it. You've got this conical piece of milled aluminum. You've got this piece of steel and the retaining C-clip inside of there. You got this weird washer that's there, and then you've got the spring. Well, it's actually all pretty easy, actually. And the tip-off is this flattened area right there, right here. Well, according to how the image shows this all to be installed, you're basically going to use this as the arbor bit inside the hole saw. So you know how you set that arbor, and those arbor bits, whatever size they are, 3/16, 1/4 inch, I forget. Well, they have a flattened edge on them. You tighten that set screw against it from the arbor that you thread the hole saw onto. So this connects to the arbor. Well, what happens is the hole saw gets threaded to the arbor. Probably the depressible 2-pin retainer pushes down into the 2 holes on the 2 1/8. You then will hit the set screw on the side of your arbor, locking that here. Now what do you have? You've got a hole saw that's sitting over this thing like this, basically. Okay, like that. You're going to then take that and you're going to nestle this right into your 1.5 hole. And the question then becomes is, what's the outside diameter of that piece? This piece of machined aluminum. And it's 1.873, so basically 1 7/8. So what's going to happen is, somewhere down in this area is where the 1.5 is. That's going to fit right onto or into that 1.5 hole, and you're then going to take your 2 1/8 inch hole saw and you're going to push. Okay, you're going to slightly make that hole saw just go like that and cut your way through. Flip it to the other side and complete the installation, or complete the drill. And that's how it works. Pretty simple and straightforward. There are some images down below. There's some extended description information. Let's take a look, switch to the screen view, and look at that material now. Thank you. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Here's the item that we are looking at. Extended description information here. The hole saw alignment guide enables you to bore an existing 1.5 diameter hole and turn it into a 2 1/8. I suppose you could make it 3 inch if you wanted, or larger hole without the use of plywood, C-clamps, measuring centers, drill fixtures, head scratching scenarios, buying new door situations. Hole saw not included, nor is the arbor. There's that 2 1/8 inch hole saw. The spring is in there. Shaft, guide shaft, that's going to get secured down to the hole saw arbor via the set screw, which is referred to right here. The shank of your arbor. Product page, let's take a look at that. This is going to show you an excerpt out of the catalog where it exists. This literally is printed, cut out, and included with your hardware. Let's take a look at that. These images that I have, that's the packaging. That's the tool itself. Different perspectives on the tool. This is something that you should be able to use, keep in your toolbox or your lock up for a good long time. That's that flattened area where your arbor set screw will set against, looking down, you know, the shaft guide. That's the instructions that they print out. Hole saw alignment guide, etc. What we literally just read. Okay. Alrighty, now, simple and straightforward. There is a link below this video as seen here to the manufacturer's page within our site, and from there you're able to pull up not only, let's see here now, not only all of the GKL products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. I would certainly encourage you to take a look at the full product catalog, and it's because it's full of a variety of unique installation aids and security hardware. Mostly some installation tools. If we sell something GKL, it could be this hinge doctor, the swagging tool. This slides over the barrel of your hinge and you put a giant crescent wrench on there and you start torquing it over. That allows you to re-swag the hinge, physically, forcibly bending the hinge. The hinge is already bent in a full mortise hinge. That's called the swag. If you change that swag, you're re-swagging it, and that's what this does. A lot of people will re-swag hinges to pick up that needed 1/16 of an inch because the door is rubbing or it won't close. The risk of that is you most absolutely are at a potential of breaking welds on the door and frame when you're re-swagging a hinge. Gosh, you don't want to do that 4 o'clock on a Friday. You've just made it worse. Door doctors, re-swagging kits. If we're selling something GKL, it's most likely self-drilling screws. We stock a lot of these. We stock thousands of them. This SV1, I likely stock this as well, a variety kit. I end up owning a variety kit of everything I can, whether it be roll pins or screws or cylinder collars or cams for mortise cylinders. There's nothing like being able to get out of a pinch. This type of telescoping screwdriver is something that I think we stock one of these as well. Nice to quickly be able to put screws in. Hole fillers and whatnot. A variety of other security installation aids. Magnetic fingertip gloves. Door lifter. We stock that door lifter. Pivot wrench. Yeah, so in the bottom, in a center hung pivot, there's the stud is threaded, and when you loosen the set screw, you can drive that spindle stud up slightly or bring it down slightly. This allows you to do that without taking the door off the pivots. So, petite footprint of material. If you're looking for self-drilling tech screws for hinges and whatnot, we've got them. Different sizes, different quantities, and different finishes as well. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So, if you have any questions on the GKL HS1 or any other GKL product, feel free to reach out to us. It's a handy tool. I don't know its cost. Yeah, it's not inexpensive, that's for sure. The bottom line is, though, 1.5-inch diameter holes. What's going into that? Oh, another one as well. Baldwin. So 1.5 inches. Schlage has a lock that goes into 1.5 inches. They've got more than one, in fact. Back in the old days, they had the 100 and the 400 series and the 200 series. That would all go in 1.5 inches. Two of the three would go into, well, they would all go into 2 1/8 as well if you got trim rings. Their modern material generally is 2 1/8 inch only, except the stuff that leans residential, which can kind of go in either hole. Kwikset at one time had a gate lock that would go into 1.5 inch. 1 7/8 is the minimum hole required for Kaba 45 series. Baldwin will go into 1 5/8. The bottom line is you could easily inherit a door that's got a smaller than average hole. And you just went to the, you ordered from us a nice single cylinder deadbolt. and you just want to get it installed. Turns out it's an 1.5 inch hole. Now what are we going to do? You could Dutchman that. You could pack wood in there, glue it, clamp it, wait for it to dry, go back the next day and drill it, hopefully the next day. Weld it closed, whatever the case might be. Or you might just get this tool. If you're a locksmith or a handyman, someone who does door work all the time, it might be relatively easy to justify this tool. You know, other people have their own solutions. This solution's already been thought of, manufactured. It's sitting on the shelf, ready to ship. Any questions on the HS1 or any other GKL product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.